happens for that. And then there is condition-based monitoring. You keep examining if things are happening. Am I supposed to smile?
Yes, sir. A bit.
I know, but once it's there. Anyway, so the last segment is you've done all that. You have done your preventive maintenance. You have tried to avoid failure, but failure happens. All right. So if failure does happen, the first step is to discover. Discover what happened. All right. Then get information on what is the extent of the failure. All right. Then who is going to be affected by the failure, and then the why of it. All right. So discovery is the first step. Then you have to act on it. All right. Collect the data, act on it, inform whoever is required, ensure that news of the failure is adequately conveyed to contain the failures, then learn from it, and then plan for the future. All right. This is a stepwise procedure. Most of us try to do that. All right. Very often. We may not be as systematic, but a lot of time in our jungle, if something goes wrong, you discover it. You then try to figure out, oh my God, who is it going to affect? All right. You are doing something, coursework, for example. You have set internal deadlines, especially it happens with group coursework. You set deadlines within your group, and on an internal deadline, it has not happened. You discover. Then you say, okay, how are we going to suffer now? All right. Then you take steps. How do we sort out the problem? Tell all the group members. Learn from it. One learning would be never work with that group member again. Yeah, that is an important learning. But also ensure that despite your best intention, some failure will take place. All right, and then plan for the future, because accidents don't happen only to careless people. Accidents happen to even if you are careful.
When you're over careful also.
Over careful. All right. Yeah. So one has to be clear about how to do that. So this is what it is: discover, act, learn, plan, and so on and so forth. All right. So I've given you 2 readings. Have a look at it whenever you can, and I sincerely, if you have the time and you don't mind depressing stuff, see the documentary on Chernobyl. It is depressing. All right. If you are the sensitive type, if you are affected by it for a long period of time, don't see it. But it's part of the learning. I'm not that you're going to operate a nuclear plant, I think, in the near future. But still, all right. And the other one is a short, it's slightly old, but it still is important. All right. So from a pure operation strategy, there are things to be kept in mind from both evaluating quality, judging whether processes and products are within the range. All right. So some statistical method needs to be followed. All right. And then despite all of this, there might still be failures. All right. And if there are failures, the idea is to contain those failures, analyze those failures, and then plan for their non-recurrence. All right. Okay, I think that is probably the last slide. With this, we have finished 8 sessions. All right, and this is my last session with you. Right. Next term, I mean, this is halfway point. There are 16 sessions, 8 weeks, 16 sessions. It'll probably be Dr. Srijit, who is already doing this in DIAC. All right. So he will take over from the second term. All right. Okay, so that's it. All the best to all of you. Thank you for attending. Twice a week, which is a bit excessive. I completely get it. But then that is this new learning framework where it's a concentrated dose so that you don't forget. I don't see if you will forget. But I thought once a week is good enough. But we have moved on to a new system. All right. The good part is instead of 2 courseworks, there's just 1. There used to be, yeah, that's the plus part of it. There used to be 2 courseworks till last year, 1 individual, 1 group, and it has come down to just 1 coursework and only individual. All right. Okay, that's it. Thank you, and all the best.